Today's not too bad. I mean, it's not radically hot, so it's not too bad. Kind of having the windows down. That summer love. So remembers me being a kid in California. My sister Rachel having a 1971 Camaro SS that my dad. The split bumper 71 white Camaro SS that my dad bought my sister Rachel. Wow, I remember her driving that car, and she was a crazy one. She would drive down the back roads. I remember her taking me to baseball practice, and that would have been like in 1974, probably 75, probably would be my guess. So it was a used 71 Camaro SS. Wow, that would have been so cool if she ever would have kept that car. That was such. And my sister was never like really into cars per se, so it's kind of interesting how my dad helped her buy that car, but she really wasn't that type of person. I don't know what's going on here. I guess the person this is really weird. So the guy was asleep behind the wheel of that trailer, that truck and trailer. That didn't make any sense what he was doing right there. But anyways, I remember my sister, I remember being the passenger in that car, and she drove down all these back roads to get to my baseball practice. I wish I would have pursued baseball. Yeah, I wish I would have pursued baseball. But but that's a hard sport to be a good hitter. I had a hell of an arm, and I always wanted to be like a pitcher. So I would have wanted to be, my position would have been either pitcher, first baseman, or shortstop. Catcher, no way. No thanks. You gotta have some testicles for that. So, but anyways, this car kind of reminds me of this summer day living in California, which that would have been like 50 plus years ago. Yeah, like 50. Would that have been right? Yeah, I would have been probably about 8 years old. Wow. No, I'd be older than that. Yeah, I would have been actually 12 years old. 13. Something like that. Whatever. So wow, that would have been a really. Then what's interesting, my brother down the road then, like a year or two later, he got a really cool Camaro LT. It really wasn't. I can't remember. It was jacked up in the back end, big ass tires. It was a gold color. It's interesting. It's the same color gold as that Ford Ranger truck. Never thought of that. He probably likes that gold color of that truck, now I think about it. So, my brother has a Ford Gold Ranger down there in Florida now. Alright, let's get on the main road here. That guy has the right of way, but does he even know that? So see, this is where I think some people get confused. Like, you have the right of way. Out of the traffic. So you're over the mountain. This thing's fast, man. And this is a very fast car. Even back in 2015, it wasn't for the Hellcat, 500 horsepower car was a lot. The GT500, I think, was 600 and something. But a 500 horsepower back in 2014-15, that was a good amount of power in the market. That was not a dime a dozen a car. Now, now today, it's like whip-de-doo-dah. So he gets up the road, everybody. It'll get you in trouble. So I'm in 5th gear right now. So I'm not even in 6th gear. Let's see how 6th gear does. So it doesn't show you anywhere what gear you're my guess, because it says it's multi-matic suspension. So my guess right now is that this has a little softer ride to it. Does it still give you all the power? And I don't know. I haven't driven this car. That's the first time ever I've noticed as far as changing the Sport to Tour. So we're going some bumps right now. So is it different? It's hard to tell. I really would have to be in this car a lot longer to really know what the differences are. But this thing just coasts down the road. So where's like the menu? Like this thing here. So I'm just not in tune with this car to know how you thumb through this screen. So I don't know, without creating a problem or me crashing, of how you go through this screen here to see what's going on. I don't drive the car enough. So I just don't know. What's that menu? See here? Okay, there it is. So the tire pressures are okay. That's interesting on where's like the fuel mileage. Well, how do you get that? I don't know. Oh, okay. Maybe I figured it out. Nope, I didn't. I have no idea. Like I say, drive down the road, too dangerous to start playing this stuff. I don't know. I'll have to be sitting somewhere to figure out how you move all that stuff around. But it's comfortable. I mean, this is a car you could definitely go across the country in. I mean, it's just such an enjoyable car. I thought to everybody, man, if this went away, I'd be heartbroken. Like over the weekend, Saturday. Was it Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. I was at the dealership and the Gold Rush was there, and Brian K. It was like, that had to be heart-wrenching or gut-wrenching, heartbreaking. And yeah, that's tough, man. Yeah, I mean, I just don't want to talk about it or think about it. That's reality. But at the same time, if I was that attached to it, I could have kept it and got rid of something else. But I just feel like there's too many of those Hellcats floating around out there. Not necessarily that color, but the Hellcat wide body car. But I mean in general, the Hellcat wide body Challenger in different flavor and colors are all badass looking cars. That's why I was like, you know what? It's a really cool theme and color, but there's a gazillion of those damn things. Dodge, once again, overbuilt them. The values of those things have changed. It's incredible. It'll be years before that comes back. And now with Dodge, if Dodge brings back the Hellcat motor and all the power again to the newer generation Dodge products, that's going to definitely put a stall on those last edition Hellcats. If Tim Ganaskis releases a supercharged ICE Dodge Charger, that'll change everything very quickly on the values of the previous generation, of taking even more time to really get the values out of it. Yeah, I'm sure they'll get creative and make a Challenger or a Cuda. They'll probably bring back a Cuda in the Dodge Charger platform. That's my guess. A little more of a sharp line, two-door, better looking car than the Charger. That'll be pretty badass. Hey there, how you doing? Don't jump out, buddy. You got a guy hanging out your back of your van there, buddy. Look at this car here, though. 10-year-old car. And, I mean, the car probably could use an alignment, but at the same time, no shimmy, no shake. And this car is just wow. Wow. just incredible. This is a car you just keep on driving. Driving and driving and driving. It's actually a really nice day out here, everybody. It really is. Would anybody be comfortable in the back seat? I don't think so. No way. The seats are... These really are, these performance seats, they really are the most comfortable seat that I've had in these performance cars where it isn't too tight on your body. Usually these, like the Recaro style seat is so tight it's not comfortable. And it's interesting, I had one guy comment on my channel that the rear window is hard to see out of. What are you talking about? I can set that rear window fine. I don't know what people are talking about. These two-door cars, performance cars, they all have the problem of looking down the right side of the car to get out of the road. They have that blind spot in the back side corner. But as far as the rear window goes, I don't really know why people say this doesn't have much rear visibility. I don't get that really at all. Put a camera in. You can put a wireless camera in this car. I mean, if that's a problem, that's what you do. This thing here, this thing has so much torque, I'm not even having to downshift. I'm not having to change my acceleration. This thing just right there. I mean, this thing has a cruise control. So this car is just going up this hill like nothing, which is very impressive. And the speed you're going, you'd never know it as we crest the hill. It's night and day many times from one side of the mountain here to the other side of the mountain. It's incredible on how much of a difference it can be just within I mean, just incredible on how you go over the mountain. It can be a whole different environment. So now they're repaving this side of the road. They repaved that side of the road. It's a never-ending repave, repave, repave. And the cruise control works, everybody. I mean, thank God, you know, pretty incredible. I'm going to eat my words, but, you know, everything works on this car. Thank God, but like I said, I'm going to eat my words. I end up jinxing myself saying this. But the thing about a 10-year-old car, it hasn't been driven a lot. I'm talking about a car that's averaging over 1,000 miles a year of drivability. Not a lot of miles. And for everything to work on it, it's pretty impressive. So now that being in tour mode, what'll be interesting is when this thing kind of comes off the line, you know, how is this, do I feel a difference in power? That's what'll be interesting. It's more about the suspension. That'd be my guess. Right, let's hit resume. See here. I think it's more about the suspension. Now, my Mustang, when I shifted, it would not turn off the cruise control, but this does. You got to go back. So in the Mustang, with that adaptive cruise control, it was pretty neat. When you would shift, it wouldn't turn off the cruise control. Which I thought that was a pretty nice feature. That adaptive on that dark horse was very nice. Yeah, and I wish I could have kept that. I do. But oh well, there's, you know, there'll be another day. Just have to look at it. It'll be another day if you really want one. But, you know, I kept the thing for over a year and a half, and I barely, you know, these are people that irritate the crap out of me. Because what they do is they follow you for the ticket. So what happens is, they'll just tailgate you. They won't go around you. They'll tailgate you for the ticket. Because if I slow down, they'll slow down. Oh, jamming to the tunes. On a sunny day. Come on, man. What's it all about, right? We used to keep our horseback down this road here back in the 90s. Windows down. And come on. The good old days ever. Come on. Just riding around your car in the summer months, jamming to the tunes. That was your enjoyment. Isn't it incredible where we are in today's society? We were just sitting around our house looking at a device. And we grew up in the era of getting out and seeing life. I mean, come on. Cruising around your car. It's not too bad. It's a real bare bone radio because you don't want all the speakers to add more weight to the car. You got the run. Find the lazy one. It's always construction, man. Wherever you go. Doesn't end. What's everybody doing, man? I mean, good Lord. Oh, it doesn't end, everybody. So you'd think on a day like today with this light, they'd have like a police officer at the intersection to like monitor this, so this isn't this radical. Now, it's classic. People are literally like a half mile back there. So I just drove around everybody like, what? It's still 2 lanes, everybody. Whatever. One guy tried to cut me off like, oh, gee, thanks, buddy. The controller. Yeah, this is where then you say, oh boy, having a clutch car is so much fun. Sitting in traffic, clutch in, clutch out, clutch in, clutch out, clutch in, clutch out. You know, the new Honda CB650R, that has the new E-clutch, which is pretty cool. You can clutch the bike or not clutch the bike. And it's really cool because you can come to a rolling stop without pulling in the clutch. So I know everybody say, well, yeah, but you have a quick shift. Yeah, you're right. You have quick shifters on motorcycles these days, but you still have to pull the clutch in when you come to a stop. The new Honda technology is when you come to a complete stop, you don't have to pull the clutch in. And then you can do it all over again. If you want to clutch it or just do the quick shift with no clutch, you can do either or, which that's pretty incredible. Honda, to me, Honda is, you know, I think Honda's it. I mean, I know there's people who have the flair and love of Yamaha, Kawasaki, Suzuki, the BMW. That's interesting. So the top speed of that Fireblade is 297 miles an hour, which that's like, wow. Phew, that's hard for me to even believe that that's accurate, but that's what it says on the specs. And then the BMW SS 1000, what is it? SSR 1000, whatever the race bike is from BMW, it's 300. So, just about stalled it right there, everybody. Driver am I, right? Am I a wannabe? So there you are. What are they doing? Probably tree work. Who the hell knows? Yep, tree work. I can taste the frickin' dust. How many people are at Timbrook Honda today? I mean, this place always has somebody buying something. And it's pretty incredible. It really is incredible to think the one guy that started that went broke because he opened it up when the whole country was going broke. So that was a challenge. But even after that, then a guy goes and makes it an Indian motorcycle dealership. Never even was in the industry. He was a computer geek. He went broke. But you gotta have deep pockets. You gotta have a guy like, what's his name? Ed, the owner of Timbrook Honda. Whatever. You gotta have deep pockets, man. The guy owns a ton of car dealerships and everything else. But, you know, they're not gonna let these things ride. If they can't pull their own weight, they'll eventually sell them. Harry Criswell did that. Harry Criswell had his own power sports motorcycle dealership up there in Gaithersburg, Maryland for years, but he came to realize that the motorcycle industry is not the car industry. Alright, so now I'll have to get myself a shopping cart just to bring all my stuff in. But I made sure the mic's going to be here. There's, what's that, the Shadow? Oh, so it's the Hornet. So good old Jerry from good old school Jerry, he's like, that's a Hornet, man. You got to be so careful right now. I got this front clip, and if I'm not careful, I'll end up hitting that front clip. And I'd be so bummed on that. Being that not only did Rebel try to eat my freaking license plate on my Triumph Rocket, but I know that dog now would probably... That was a good learning lesson this morning, Rebel. Now I know if I let that dog in that garage, he would probably start eating fiberglass off my motorcycles, cars, whatever. It's not good. So there's no way I'm leaving that barn now. I learned that lesson hard.